Morning, guys. It's Cooper, and this is Podcast Not Done, Project 4 a.m., and it is 5:51 a.m. on Tuesday, March the 18th, I believe. Um, Yesterday, I've been doing this coaching with Behold Ministries. This is my second round of coaching, um, and it's really good. I would highly encourage any business owners or people that are in a position of leadership where they're kind of met with some obstacles, to pursue some sort of coaching with the right person. There are a lot of people out there that are doing it, but you definitely want to find somebody that's good. But yesterday, I was talking to this coach about um, the difficulty of making decisions that are good and strategic. Um, I am not somebody that is highly strategic, which you probably noticed that in my podcast. You probably see it in the things that I talk about, the things that I film me doing out at the range or whatever. And it's just a reality of who I am. It doesn't mean that that's where I want to stay. It is just my nature is not somebody that is highly strategic. Um, I am an entrepreneur. I'm a dreamer. Um, and I have enough tenacity to be able to, push something out. We've talked about that before. I want to help people, get there, but I get a lot of life with seeing people take the vision that I have and pursuing it. Um, and so, anyways, in this season where the Lord has got me is praying towards strategy. And yesterday in this coaching, the coach said, Cooper, you can live life like a sailboat, or you can live life as a steamboat. Um, and a sailboat is for leisure, and it only moves with the wind. Um, and it would be very difficult to be able to know exactly how quick that boat is getting somewhere. You would never use it for a commercial purpose. And a steamboat, though, you get in it, and um, if you have the right ingredients, right, towards moving that thing, it's moving, and you direct it, and it goes right. And so it is for a commercial purpose. And right now in life, I think the Lord is taking me out of a season of being a sailboat. I've lived my life in that season and in that spontaneousness. I've even justified it by saying, well, I'm more led by the Spirit than I am, stubborn and one directional. Um, and I do think that the Spirit has definitely moved in me and has worked, and I see the Lord's provision in the things that He's done, and He has brought people that have more strategy into my life. But my prayer right now in my leadership is to be somebody that does have strategy, um, and to bring the people around me that are strategic. And as a leader, I think it's really difficult to find yourself in a season that you feel really unequipped for. You're not really sure that you know what to do, how to do it. And one of the beautiful, I was thinking this morning, my coach mentioned Aaron, um, when Moses had given over his leadership, and God, tells Aaron, hey, we're going to cross the Jordan in 3 days. You need to tell these people that we're crossing in 3 days. He didn't give him the details of how. Um, he didn't even promise him that it was going to be perfect. You know what I mean? Um, and I was thinking about that. I was thinking about Abraham and Isaac. Abraham being told by God, "Hey, go up onto this mountain with your son. Take these things to make a sacrifice, right?" And he just does it in obedience. He does it in obedience, but he's anticipating um, the work of the Lord, right? What God is going to do, his mercy and justice and all of those things. Like he's counting on the Lord to work, and the Lord does, right? He provides another way, a different sacrifice, and um, I think that is very much potent to where I am in my leadership right now, of praying, okay, Lord, you've given me these things that I'm responsible for, that I need to take ownership of, my family, my work, my church ministry, um, and even this podcast, the tactical games that I'm training for, High Rocks, those things. You've given me these things, and I'm to steward them and to work with some level of strategy, but overall, I am to trust you in the process. And you know that is my prayer right now, is that the Lord would make a way, and that He would help me in strategy building. And one of the first ways that I've been working towards that is actually just scheduling my day. Um, I I've lived most of my life, if not almost all of it, um, where basically I wake up and all of the responsibilities and everything are kind of like in a toy chest. And after I have my cup of coffee and my time in the Word, I basically jump into the toy chest and start just sort of figuring out what I'm going to grab. Um, and that's how my whole day goes from start to end, is just dancing and playing in the toy chest. And so the beginning of this year, I really began to feel a call towards, okay, you need to plan your day, like every hour. And so one of the initial kind of jump in ways that I did that is to build 6 blocks. I have 6 blocks every day that are focused on something significant, and then within those blocks, I find the task and the things that I need to do within those. So, block one is from 4 to 6 a.m. That is my devotion time with the Lord. From 6 to 9, it's getting the guys getting the guys ready to leave work. Making sure there's nothing that needs to happen that day that I'm aware of, that I need to make other people aware of, and getting them launched, right. The next is from 9 to 12, or 9 to 11:30, really, is working on estimates and designs and getting all that done. So that's block 3. Block 4 is 11:30 to 1. That is my lunch and gym, like physical fitness, whatever that looks like, whether if it's a walk or going to the gym, something like that. And then lunch. Sometimes that has to be quick depending on what I'm doing. And so block 5 is going to be, I call it the dreaming. basically wonder, you know, and I spend that time, from 1 to 4 every day, really focusing on how to develop the business, um, leads that I can work towards generating, working on ideas, working on leadership, training, development, you name it. It's kind of my time as a business owner to really just focus on kind of what I'm good at, which is coming up with new ideas and pursuing those things. So that's block 5. Block 6 is turn it off and show up well. And really that block ends the day. That's you know, leaving the work phone in the truck, showing up well for my family, trying to be engaged as much as I can be. Um, and so that's been really cool. And in that, what I love is knowing those blocks when I'm met with, opportunity, we'll call it. Um, I'm able to discern and hold up to value of, is this thing that is going to that's going to go into this block, that's going to sort of almost compete with what I've designated as this time, is it really valuable? Like, does it hold value? And what am I willing to compromise later to do that thing? Right. So am I willing to give up my wondering time, the time of me investing and dreaming through the business, to go back and do estimates at that time, but to give up that block in the morning to meet with somebody, or to go out to a job, or whatever it is, right? And so, um, it's helped me be able to value and assess, uh, the importance of the things that I'm saying yes to, which up to this year I didn't have a value system. Um, One of the things for me is that if my wife needs me, I'm willing to compromise. I'm going to compromise whatever that is needed. If it's something that is urgent and needs to be done, I'm going to try to compromise, there. If it's an employee that needs something, I'm going to do my best to compromise and to show up well for them. And so, there already has been times where I've needed to adjust and to shift. So, um, it's been a cool journey. All that to say, and, um, my encouragement to everyone that's listening is, uh, I think that's an easy way to start working towards some strategy, is just to schedule out 6 blocks in your day, put them into your calendar, and know what they are. Know what, hey, this next 2-3 hours, this is what this is about. This next 2 to 3 hours is what this is about. And just be diligent with that. And then I think that a lot of the strategy around those things, the assessing of values and what we're doing, kind of naturally come with that. So, anyways, I hope that is good for you guys. It's been a cool journey for me, and I just wanted to share it this morning. And what I love is that the Spirit and the Lord will intervene when we need to be moved. And so, there is nothing wrong with having a plan, with having structure and strategy around how I spend my day. I think it's holding those strategies and those systems in a way that is open handed, to say, hey, Lord, today, if I need to be moved, then move me. Right? If you have something that I need to be doing, like, show me. Right? Um, and so in a lot of ways, it's actually helping me show up better to be able to allow that work of the Holy Spirit in my own heart to guide me. And so I've already been seeing that take place, and it's been really positive. So um, I don't think this is one or the other. I think this is really just showing up well, so that the Spirit has space in our own lives, and we're not so preoccupied with dancing around the toy chest that we're overwhelmed and we don't know what to do and we don't know how to move forward. And so this really is, I think, a positive way to go about that. So, anyways, thanks for tuning in. You guys follow this podcast if you think it's worth a crap. If it's not, then hit the don't like button and let me know. um, Always leave comments so that I know how you feel about it. And I'm trying to create content and share in my leadership and in the things that I'm doing, uh, just to share with people and to be open about the true obstacles. I am not somebody that's got it figured out. Um, and I want to show that genuineness of like, hey, I'm here. I'm filming the journey, basically. I'm filming the journey towards growing in my leadership, growing in my faith, growing as a husband, as an owner, as an athlete that I'm trying to pursue these different competitions, and it's a beautiful journey. So thanks again. Y'all be blessed. Keep it real, and remember, we're not done yet.